much. Good evening. Well, it's crowded in here, isn't it? I'll tell you how crowded it is. They've actually put the freezer outside. They put the chest freezer outside so they can get an extra 3 seats in. So we've got to finish by 10 o'clock so the meat doesn't defrost. I say meat. Could be the body of the previous landlord. But they're raffling it off at 10:30. So somebody's going to find out soon enough. Anyway, it's lovely to be here in the relative safety of Borley Green. And I say that because I did a gig in Eastleigh last week. Jesus Christ, it's rough over there, isn't it? It really is a place where the men are men. The men are men. And unfortunately, so are most of the women. It's a cheap place too, cheap place. I've been there 5 minutes, somebody tried to sell me a second-hand big issue. And somebody was telling me the schools are so rough over there, they close nominally at 3:30, but they allow up to an extra half an hour for injury time. It's just like going back to the 70s going to Eastleigh. Even the beggars are from the 70s. I actually got accosted by an old lady selling Lucky Heather. Does anybody remember those? Yeah. Lucky Heather, she goes, do you want to buy some Lucky Heather? I said, no, I don't. I said, and anyway, that heather doesn't look particularly lucky to me. She said, well, why would you say that? I said, well, you've got shitloads of it. Look at the state of you. But I did have a bit of luck because I went round the corner and found a hat with some money in it lying on the pavement. The strange thing is though, there was a bloke and his dog asleep right next to it. Clearly hadn't spotted it. Finders keepers, I say. But I don't normally encounter this kind of thing because I'm from Bournemouth. I'm not actually originally from Bournemouth, but my gran used to have a caravan down there and me and my mates used to go down from London whenever we could. Actually, many of my mates had their first sexual experience in that caravan. Not with my gran. Okay, some of them with my gran. But as she used to say, a fiver's a fiver. But Bournemouth is actually the number 4 gay capital of the UK. Number 4 gay capital. I don't think the locals really buy into it though. Because if you mention Pride in Brighton or London, people think of the big colourful parades. But Pride in Bournemouth is more likely to mean you've got a well-kept front garden and you've managed to stay off benefits all of your life. But I feel lucky to live in Bournemouth. I've been lucky in life generally, you know. I had good parents to start with. My mother was the kind of woman who could light up a room. She didn't have a great personality or anything, she was an arsonist. She also lit up 2 schools on the local bus station. And my mother was known as the village bike. Because she had this habit of walking in the road slowly, just far enough from the pavement to fuck up all the traffic. That and the fact that, just like a bike, if you weren't too bothered about history or condition, you could pick her up on Gumtree for 35 quid. Now, my dad was always full of good advice. Neil, he used to say. He never called me son. It was ages before I found out why. The fact that he was a black bloke and only 10 years older than me should have been a clue. Anyway, he lived with us and my mother liked him. And Neil, he says, never pay anybody to do anything you can do yourself. Which is why I'm so good at DIY. And why he was good at DIY. And he never used dentists. He used to say, I've got all the tools, why would I pay a dentist? Well, what he actually used to say was, I was a slow starter. I'm looking at me now, you won't believe this, but I was a slow starter with the ladies. I remember when I got to the age of 25 thinking, do you know, Neil, if you had £1 for every woman that you'd ever had, you'd have £1.50. But I am married now, and I'm married to a woman. Now, the reason I mention that is because I can see the look of doubt in your eyes. You're thinking, well, he could be gay, he could be gay, he could be gay, but aren't gay men usually better dressed than that? Anyway, me and the wife met online. We were both trespassing on the railway. And for our first date, we went to a restaurant, and I do love a starter. I said to the waiter, do you have melon balls? He said, no, sir. He said, I've got really bad hips, and I always walk like this. I said to him, I hear the fish pie's to die for. He said, well, not exactly, sir, but it did put 7 people in hospital last week. Anyway, that was our first date, but the relationship moved swiftly on, and after 3 or 4 years, it was time to make love. So we made love, and we were lying in bed afterwards, gazing into each other's eyes, and a little tear rolled down her cheek. And she said to me for the first time those little words she's used so many times in the relationship ever since. She said, bloody hell, that was a bit of a disappointment. I was actually quite shocked because I thought it had gone rather well. But then she says in like this sneering voice, she goes, she says, am I the first woman you've ever been with? I said, well, it's theoretically possible. Were you working the streets of Eastbourne in 1986? But it's not all bad, we get each other gifts. She got me a Fitbit. Has anybody got one of these? Yeah, she says, you'll love it. She says, you'll love it. Love it. Love it. She says, it measures your heart rate. She says, tracks all your activities. It'll help you lose weight. I said, I don't see how that's going to help me lose weight. She said, well, strap it around your neck, then you won't be able to swallow properly, you fat bastard. And it's been a busy couple of weeks for me. I went on a speed awareness course. Anybody been around it? I've been on a speed awareness course, and now I'm hooked on amphetamines. I went on an actor's improvisation course, but I reckon they were just making shit up. And our doorbell was broken, okay? So I ordered a new doorbell off Amazon, and I missed the delivery because our doorbell was broken. So while I was on there, I ordered a book about positive thinking. But it's 2 weeks ago, and I don't think it's going to turn up. I ordered a book about how to cope with disappointment. What a load of shit. I ordered a book about anger management. What a load of shit! I ordered a book about the sewers of Victorian London. That was very interesting. My brother, unfortunately, has issues at work. He keeps on putting things down and forgetting where he's left them, which is really bad when you're a vet. Right, my time is nearly up, but I'm going to finish by telling you about my mobile phone, okay? Because I'm down with the kids, I've got a mobile phone and I love an app. Does anybody else love an app? Yeah, I downloaded Grindr onto my mobile phone. Now, I had no idea that Grindr was an application to help gay men find partners for casual sex. I thought Grindr was there to help you find the nearest coffee shop. So under preferences, I put black and strong. Ended up being chased around Basingstoke for 2 hours by a Mr. T lookalike. You might laugh, but Mr. T, when you're actually after coffee, bloody annoying. That's it from me. Have a good night.
Oh my God, what absolutely fantastic. You've been